Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to share with you an unboxing of a game I bought second hand, to be fair. It's a game I've been looking for a while, but being an American company, it's quite difficult to get things like this here in the UK. I believe I tracked this one down via Boardgame Geek. The Deadly Woods, the Battle of the Bulge by Revolution Games. And you will know from some of my previous videos that I'm very keen on Revolution Games. I've got a number of their titles in my collection. Really love the chip pull mechanisms that they use and the area control movement as well on a number of games like Corriega and Arras, for example, which I held both of those and I've played them many times. So although a second-hand game, I wanted to just share with you the components and thoughts prior to giving it a game or play myself. So Revolution Games, certainly the ones I've got generally are in a Ziploc. This one is in a box. It's a bigger game than perhaps I would normally buy in terms of the time of the game, how long it takes. It's designed to take anything from 6 to 12 hours, so this is a set up and leave and come back and play on a regular basis for me, as I don't have that kind of time to play games. But what I'm hoping to be able to do is set it up, perhaps solo initially, and play a turn or a couple of turns a time, and just play the game through gradually over a period of time. But the period interests me. I don't actually own any other Bulge games. There are a lot out there on the market, but when I saw Revolution had done one, then it was certainly one I was keeping my eyes peeled for. So what do you get in the box? Usual kind of layout of a Revolution game. You have a black and white rules booklet. For this we're looking at 23 pages. You can see here you've got really on the back here an action chit availability, so this is when you put more things in the cup at different turns. You've got an index, which is very useful in rule sets, I believe. You've got some designer notes. So actually the rules themselves run to about 20 pages, and they're two columns on a page, but they're quite large print. You've got things in boxes there as examples or notes, and you've also got things highlighted which are exceptions. So as you work your way through, you can kind of get a key idea of the rules that are important to remember. These games generally aren't overly complicated from my own experience. They may look a little bit imposing to start with, but once you get the core mechanisms, they play pretty quickly and work really well. You've also got a contents page as well, so really good from that point of view. And the first page is really an intro, so overall looks really good. Some of the counters look like they've been punched, but they are the usual, again, the usual kind of format that you would get with Revolution. Pretty reasonable, good thickness, good clear details. Not the thickness that you would get with, say, a Blue Panther kind of production, but overall they're still very good, very playable, very usable. No problems there. You get 1d6 dice, as you will see there. It's a small one, but I'm sure you've got plenty of those kicking around. And then the rest of the counters here are a little bit easier to see. You know, it's very easy to identify and read these counters. They're a reasonable size, but the graphics are also very clear on them. Counter density, I'd say, is probably average. I think there's a total of, let's get the information here. Well, it just says 1.5 counter sheets, so I would think it's 140, 150 counters maybe, but I'd need to double check on the rules to see whether that actually gives a number. I'm sure we could work it out quite quickly on the basis of what we've got sitting here. So let's look at a half counter. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 11 by 8, 88 plus the same again and the same again. So 3 88s. Yeah, it's a little bit more than I said. 264 counters, something like that. Forgive me if my mouse is wrong. So yeah, probably a higher density of counters than what I would normally play, certainly in a Revolution game, but this is a bigger game to start with. The head sheet, as always, has a really good player aid, breaking down all the key elements on the counters and on the map. Really like that. That's really good. We've got player aid 2 and 3, and you'll see we've got duplicates of these. So these are one for each player, combat results, terrain effects, and then you've got the action chit summary on the back. So again, really nicely produced and clear. You've got even a setup map in here, which is nice. So again, let's just pop that out. So hopefully you can kind of see that in its virtually in its entirety. So that should make setup that bit easier. You've got the numbers, you've got the allocations, so hopefully you can actually get into the game quite quickly. Okay, so I've just set up the main map, and it is a big map. Again, it's good quality, thick paper, glossy paper, but again, you could put this under plexi quite easily. To be fair, some of the board here you can see is made up of elements for counters, storage, etc. During the game, reinforcement tracks, turn tracks. So the actual map itself is probably about 3/4 of the map overall, but it's a beautiful map. It's really nicely laid out. If we zoom in perhaps to one of the more well-known places, Baston, and you see all the roads coming in there. Just sort of try and keep that zoomed in. You've got lots of rivers and things going on. You've got the main lines here where a lot of the initial setups look to be, and you've got these key areas with red zones, which, having not read the rules, but I would assume these are probably key victory point areas. There's a lot of roads and bridges and rivers, which of course caused the German counterattack to stall due to supply issues. But yeah, it's a really nicely designed map. You can get a real feel for it there. A lovely, beautiful piece of artwork. So, just wanted to share with you The Deadly Woods. That's a game from Revolution. You've seen the components. As I say, it might not be one that I'll get to review on the channel very quickly because it's a long game and I've got lots of others in pipeline to get out at the moment. But it's one I certainly plan to play in due course, as it's a period I haven't really gamed up until now. But I hope you've enjoyed this short video. It's given you a flavour of the game and the quality of the components and the rules, and look forward to seeing you all again soon.